Here's the thing that would frustrate me if I was a Spurs fan.
Okay.
You're in the Champions League.
You've never won a two-legged tie. Telling you, it was an I prefaced it with an uninteresting start, but it's true.
Champions League semi-final against Ajax. I know they've been brilliant. I know they knocked out Real Madrid and Juventus. But boy, what a chance this is to get through to the final of Europeans' biggest competition. Yet, for the first 30 minutes, you are completely outplayed. As you said, there just seemed to
Don't try and butter me up now.
Hey, we worked long enough to know that's not the case.
The truth is, and we've said this time and time again, maybe in a different context, you give players an excuse 9 times out of time.
But Shaka, you're a player. What,
exactly.
It's a semi-final.
And that's, in all the build-up to this, all we're talking about is, well, the Eredivisie called off their fixtures over the weekend. Spurs are tired, even though they didn't really try that hard against West Ham on the weekend. We've got players missing, and inevitably, players are going to take that excuse. They're going to take that out. And I'm agreeing with you. I am desperately disappointed in what you see from Spurs at home, Champions League semi-final, especially what happened in the previous round. I expected so much more. And we can look at the injuries. We can look at Son being out and no Harry Kane and Paul Llorente trying to lead a line when he couldn't sprint more than 10 yards at one go.
10 yards is generous.
But the truth of the matter is, Ajax came there. Ajax were the better of the two teams. Spurs came into it after they got their goal and decided just to manage the game and manage the game well. Other than that, there was absolutely nothing to shout about other than to now sit and talk about all the reasons why you can't compete against Ajax.
Okay. So, it's no surprise if Son is not playing and Harry Kane is not playing. You know exactly what you're going to be if you're Spurs. So, Llorente, he is not going to run 10 yards, and he's not going to get in behind, and he has no real mobility. So, if the ball is going to be played into him, then there's got to be runners past him. The only guy running past him was Lucas Moura. Eriksen wasn't close enough, and neither was Dele Alli. And if in the end this is what you're hoping for, that Fernando Llorente, on top of the 18-yard box, is going to bring the ball down, is going to turn, cut back again, and get a shot off, good luck, you're not scoring. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, and it's all gone. So, for me, I just look at Spurs and understanding what you have on the field. And if you have on the field a guy like Fernando Llorente, what's he going to do? What did he do the last time he was out on the field? Oh, he scored the game winner or the series clincher against Manchester City off a, well, handball / header / hip, whatever you want to call it, because a cross came into the box. Well, maybe you try to exploit that. Maybe once you get into crossing positions or early crosses, you swing it in and you say, Fernando, get on the end of it, because that's really where we need you. We don't need you trying to play make in the midfield. We don't need you trying to hold the ball up when there are no runners past you. So maybe we simplify the game. That never happened for Spurs. It happened maybe 20 minutes in the second half, and that was about it. Nothing from Spurs in the attack. Very predictable, very easy to defend by Ajax.
Trippier is one of the best crossers of the ball as a fullback in probably European football. There are others, but he's up there. On the run, he whips it in. But Spurs never got that diagonal ball or that quick switch you play out to him, fast enough to be able to get him enough time to get a touch out his feet and put the ball in the box with a bit of quality. We saw them put it in a few times, but it was hung up or it was sclaffed in or it hit the first man. The quality wasn't there. I'll tell you one of the worst things that could have happened. Right early in the second half, Fernando Llorente had 2 or 3 little flicks over somebody's head. It was a great bit of skill. And he spent the rest of the second half trying to repeat it. Because he thought he was a bit of a player all of a sudden, rather than just playing with his back to play, getting it, laying off, getting in the box. So I think the basics from Spurs, even though they got better as the game went on, the basics in the final third were not good enough.
It's no surprise, considering that in European competition history, when Spurs have lost the first leg at home, they've never advanced. You take a look at the odds. Ajax 7-2 on. Spurs 5-2 to book a place in the final.
Interesting stat, really.
Gab, Ajax can make it to the final.
It's certainly set up for them. I mean, I think we'll see how Son's return changes the game potentially. I take Shaka's point about tiredness as an excuse, but it's also a reality. And I don't want to hear this. Why aren't Spurs tired? Because why aren't Ajax tired? Sorry, because different players have different physiques, and I think it can affect you more. But we've pointed out a lot of Spurs flaws, but we also need to give a lot of credit for Ajax, especially for me, Donny van den Beek tonight, again, showing why he's such a special player with his runs into the box, with the fact that he's entirely unflappable, and the fact that in those 45 minutes, it felt to me as if Ajax said, you know what, we'll try to kill the game here, we'll manage it in the second half, and whatever happens, we can always go and stuff these guys back in Amsterdam, back in our house, because we've shown ourselves and the world that in the first half we can absolutely dominate them.
5-2 Spurs. Is that about right?
Yeah. I mean, got a great result in Dortmund. Got a result they needed in Barcelona, albeit they'd already qualified. I actually read a report. Somebody said earlier Harry Kane might be fit.
Right.
I can't believe that, but you never know. I doubt it. Certainly, Son will be back from his suspension, which is something. But this is a quality. That's a quality Ajax side. So no, I see the odds correct, and I see Ajax going through.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I expect Ajax to score, just given their own record. And I don't see Spurs, even with Son, scoring too.
I keep waiting for this Ajax young team to show a lack of maturity in any of these stages. Well, they go to Madrid, they get a result. They go to Juventus, they get a result. They go to Spurs, they get a result. I'm convinced. They don't need to show anything else to me. I am convinced that this is a real team and a team that can certainly close this out and head on to the final.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.